On day 3 of his federal criminal trial, Hunter Biden's former romantic partners testifying about his history of addiction. Prosecutors say the president's son illegally lied on a government background check in 2018, denying his drug use in order to purchase a .38 caliber handgun. Hunter's ex-wife, Kathleen Buell, telling the jury how she learned her then husband was abusing drugs. I found a crack pipe on July 3rd, 2015, she said. When she confronted him, she said he acknowledged smoking crack. She testified she never saw him doing drugs, but routinely searched his car for and found drug paraphernalia until 2019 when they were divorced. He was angry on drugs, she testified, but said he could function. At the time, Hunter was involved in lucrative foreign business dealings. Also testifying, Zoe Keston, an ex-girlfriend who Hunter Biden met while she was a dancer at a gentleman's club. He used cash for a lot of things. A good amount of it was for drugs, she told the jury, saying at one point he was smoking crack every 20 minutes or so. According to Keston, Hunter was still an active drug user around the time he filled out the background check at the center of the case. But the Biden defense team says that Biden did not knowingly lie on the form, looking to poke holes in the prosecution case. Defense attorney Abby Lowe pressing FBI agent Erica Jensing. Do you know whether the defendant checked those boxes, he asked. Not from my own observation, she replied. I'm not qualified as a handwriting expert. The prosecution later called Gordon Cleveland, the man who sold Hunter the gun, and watched him fill out the form that asked if he used drugs. What did he write, the prosecutor asked. Cleveland said he wrote no. And back in Washington, House Republicans say they'll file a criminal referral to the Department of Justice against Hunter and James Biden for lying to Congress. Lester?
Right. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.